always been a real close-knit family.
They built the house, and then they got thrown out of it. The Grand Ole Opry, the most sacred stage in country music, a place where careers were made on a single Saturday night, where a kid from nowhere could walk out under those lights and become a legend before the song was over. But not everyone was welcome. Some of the biggest names in country music history were told, flat out, you don't belong here. Too loud, too drunk, too wild, too different, too honest. And the crazy part? The ones they banned? They're the ones we still talk about. These are the 10 country legends who were banned from the Grand Ole Opry and exactly why it happened. Number 10. Elvis Presley.
I see.
Elvis Presley only played the Grand Ole Opry once, October 2nd, 1954. He was 19 years old, fresh off one regional single, That's All Right, and nobody in Nashville quite knew what to do with him. They were about to find out. He took the stage and did something the Opry crowd had never seen. He moved. He shook. He played that guitar like it was trying to escape his body. The audience went quiet in that particular way audiences go quiet when they're not sure if they're watching something brilliant or something wrong. After the show, Opry manager Jim Denny pulled the kid aside. What he said next became one of the most infamous lines in music history. "You ain't going nowhere, son. You ought to go back to driving a truck." Elvis was never invited back.
And they proclaim.
Within 18 months, he had 3 number ones. But within 2 years, he was the most famous entertainer on the planet. Jim Denny had one job. Number 9. Lefty Frizzell. Lefty Frizzell should have been untouchable. In 1951, he became the only artist in history to hold the top 4 spots on the Billboard country charts simultaneously.
Saginaw, Michigan.
4 songs, 4 slots, at the same time. That record has never been broken. But Lefty had a problem. Several of them, actually. He drank. He missed shows.
Fisherman, and not good enough.
He showed up late, or not at all. The Opry ran on discipline. Every Saturday night on the dot, no excuses.
I'm up here in a...
Lefty operated on a different clock entirely. When he did show up, he was electric. The way he bent notes, the way he slurred syllables until a single word lasted half a bar.
Claim my love in Saginaw, Michigan.
That became the blueprint for Merle Haggard, Willie Nelson, and half of everyone who came after him. But the Opry didn't traffic in potential, and they had no patience for brilliant and unreliable.
I rode my love.
They let him go. Lefty Frizzell spent the rest of his life trying to recapture what he had in 1951. He never quite got back there.
Hit the biggest strike in Klondike history.
He died in 1975 at 47, a stroke taking him before his time. The music he left behind changed country forever. The institution that rejected him is still trying to replicate what he did naturally.
Her dad met me.
Number 8. Bob Wills. Bob Wills didn't just break the Opry's rules. He didn't even acknowledge they existed. Wills was the king of Western swing, part country, part jazz, part big band, and entirely his own invention. He brought a full horn section to Nashville. He brought drums. Drums. In 1944, the Grand Ole Opry had a strict no drums policy because drums were associated with the devil's music. Or jazz, or both, depending on who you asked. Wills didn't care. He had his drummer set up behind a curtain. When the Opry management discovered what was happening, they were furious. The drums stayed hidden for the performance, barely, but the message had been sent. Bob Wills was not interested in being tamed by anyone's house rules. He never became a member. The irony is thick enough to slice. Western swing is now recognized as one of country music's foundational genres. Bob Wills is in the Country Music Hall of Fame. They put a plaque on the wall of the place that wouldn't let him play drums. Some vindications take a few decades. Number 7. Hank Williams Sr. This one hurts. Hank Williams Sr. was arguably the greatest country songwriter who ever lived. Your cheatin' heart. I'm so lonesome I could cry.
I'm so lonesome.
Hey, good lookin'. He wrote them fast in the back of cars on bar napkins, like the songs were already finished and he was just writing them down.
Just went behind.
He became an Opry member in 1949, and the audience loved him completely. Standing ovations, encores. A level of connection between artist and crowd that people who witnessed it still struggle to describe. But Hank was at war with himself. The drinking was catastrophic. The back pain that came from spina bifida had him self-medicating with whatever he could find. He missed shows. He showed up incoherent. On August 11th, 1952, the Opry made a decision that still echoes. They fired him. 6 months later, January 1st, 1953, Hank Williams was found dead in the back seat of his car. He was 29 years old. The Grand Ole Opry stage has a circle of wood cut from the original stage floor, preserved, built into the new one. It's the spot where Hank Williams used to stand. They couldn't keep him while he was alive. They made him permanent after he was gone. Number 6. Jerry Lee Lewis.
All over town.
Nobody has ever walked into a room the way Jerry Lee Lewis did. By 1957, he was a genuine phenomenon.
But then
Whole Lotta Shakin' Goin' On had gone to number 1. Great Balls of Fire was climbing fast, and Sun Records had the tiger by the tail.
this old heart of mine.
Lewis played piano like he was punishing it, like the instrument owed him money. He was raw energy in a sport coat. The country establishment was already uneasy.
Hey girl, I trusted.
He was too rock and roll, too frenetic, too something. Then came May, 1958. Jerry Lee flew to England for a tour
I love you still.
and brought his new wife with him. Her name was Myra Gale Brown. She was 13 years old. She was also his first cousin once removed. The British press destroyed him before he landed. The tour was canceled after 3 shows. The backlash in America was immediate and total. Country radio dropped him. Pop radio dropped him. The Opry, which had barely tolerated him to begin with, closed the door entirely. What makes this story complicated is the comeback. By the late 1960s, Lewis reinvented himself as a straight country artist, and it worked. He had 17 top 10 country hits between 1968 and 1977. He proved he could exist in the genre on pure talent alone. But the Opry door never fully reopened. Jerry Lee Lewis died in October 2022 at 87, still one of the most electrifying performers in the history of recorded music. Controversial until the last breath. The stage he never owned, he somehow still haunts. If this kind of deep dive country history is your thing, go ahead and hit subscribe. There's a whole catalog of these waiting for you, and they only get better. But stay right here. That because what comes next? This story might be the most complicated, most controversial, and most human of them all. Number 5. Loretta Lynn Waite. Loretta Lynn? Band? Yes. And it's not what you think. Loretta Lynn was beloved by the Opry. She was a member. She was celebrated. But in 1975, she released The Pill, a song about a married woman rejoicing over access to birth control and the freedom it gave her from constant pregnancy. Country radio panicked. Dozens of stations refused to play it. The Opry, deeply connected to its conservative Southern Baptist audience, kept its distance from the controversy. There were quiet conversations, gentle pressure, the kind of institutional disapproval that doesn't come with a letter. It comes with silence. The Opry didn't formally ban her. They simply made it clear that The Pill wasn't a song they were eager to feature from their stage. Loretta played anyway. She always played anyway. The song eventually reached number 5 on the country charts, despite the radio blackout. Because of the controversy, fans went and found it. Loretta Lynn spent her entire career being told what women were and weren't allowed to say on a country stage. She said it anyway, every single time. That's not a footnote. That's the whole story.
I never thought of ever leaving, but you're hollering.
Number 4. Johnny Cash.
Why you never see bright colors on my back?
June 11th, 1965, the Grand Ole Opry stage. Johnny Cash walked out in front of that crowd, and something was visibly wrong.
This hungry side of town, I wear it.
He was erratic. stumbling. His voice was there, but the man wearing it wasn't quite present. Midway through the performance, he swung his microphone stand and dragged it across the stage.
For those who never read or listened,
Shattering every footlight in the row. Every single one. 52 lights smashed. Opry manager it.Divine pulled Cash aside after the show and told him directly,
straight to you and me. Well, we're doing.
"We don't do things like that here." Cash was suspended. For years, Nashville watched the man in black burn through his talent and his health on a combination of amphetamines and barbiturates.
But just so we're reminded of the one.
The Opry that had welcomed him in 1956 as a raw, dangerous voice from Arkansas had run out of patience. He came back, eventually. He always came back.
I wear it for another 100,000.
But there was a period, years, not months, when the most important country artist alive couldn't get a booking at the most important country venue in existence.
Let them go. I wear the black in mourning.
The comeback, when it finally arrived in full, was one of the greatest second acts in American music. The American Recording Series with Rick Rubin starting in 1994.
Changing everywhere you go. But till we.
The cover of 9 Inch Nails' Hurt becoming something more devastating than the original. Cash outlasted every opinion Nashville ever had about him. He always did.
Oh, I'd love to wear a rainbow every day.
Number 3. Waylon Jennings.
These are the bad things he's done, Lord.
Waylon Jennings didn't get banned because he misbehaved. He got banned because he refused to comply. In the early 1970s, Nashville ran on a system.
Way you don't understand.
You recorded at the RCA studios on Music Row. You used the Nashville session musicians, called the A-Team. You let the label pick your songs. You showed up, sang what you were told, and went home.
This good-hearted woman.
Waylon thought that was the most absurd thing he'd ever heard. He started recording his own material, with his own band, at his own pace. He demanded creative control.
Willie's part. Them that don't.
He fought his label, RCA, publicly and loudly. He told Nashville in interviews that the music coming out of Music Row was sanitized, overproduced, and dishonest.
To make you think he's right.
The Opry, as an institution, represented exactly the system Waylon was dismantling. His appearances became rare. The relationship became cold. And the establishment treated him like a problem to be managed.
Something like that. That's Willie's part. They'll know.
In 1976, he released Are You Ready for the Country, and the outlaw country movement became impossible to ignore. The album went platinum. Wanted, the Outlaws.
That's Willie's part. They'll never stay home. They're always.
The compilation he made with Willie Nelson, Jesse Coulter, and Tom Paul Glazer became the first country album in history to be certified platinum on its initial release. Waylon didn't need the Opry's permission. He rewrote the entire permission structure.
Cowboys.
Number 2. Willie Nelson.
Is on my mind.
Willie Nelson wrote Crazy for Patsy Cline and Hello Walls for Farron Young before most people knew his name. He was a songwriter's songwriter. A quiet genius working behind the scenes in early 1960s Nashville. Then he tried to be a solo artist, and Nashville looked at him like he was speaking a different language.
so happy that
His phrasing was wrong. He sang behind the beat in ways that made producers nervous. His hair got longer. He moved to Texas.
just never took the time.
He started playing rock clubs and jazz clubs and anywhere that would have him. He built an audience that Nashville couldn't classify and therefore couldn't control.
Tell me that your sweet love hasn't died.
The Opry wasn't outright hostile to Willie the way it had been to some others. It was more subtle than that. He simply didn't fit the mold, so the mold quietly excluded him.
And give me
Now, the 4th of July picnic in Dripping Springs, Texas, 1973. That was Willie's answer. He threw his own festival. 60,000 people showed up. He didn't need a stage in Nashville. He was the stage.
you were always on my mind.
By the time Red-Headed Stranger came out in 1978, the argument was over. The album was raw, sparse, unlike anything country radio had heard. And it was a masterpiece.
You were always on.
Multiple Grammys, cultural landmark. Willie Nelson is now 91 years old. He is playing shows. He is still rolling.
You were all.
He is the most indestructible human being in the music business. The institution that wasn't sure what to do with him spent 60 years watching him prove it wrong.
You were always on my mind.
Number 1, Hank Williams Jr.
Kinfolk, disown some other boys and me.
The number 1 spot belongs to the man who made the band personal. Hank Williams Jr. grew up under the longest shadow in country music.
Tradition. The gentlemen want to know how.
His father was Hank Williams Sr., a ghost and a legend and an impossible standard. For the first decade of his career,
Everybody made my prediction.
Bocephus was essentially a tribute act, forced by his mother and his label to perform his father's songs, wear his father's suit, perform his father's death.
Oh, his kind of blues. My blues ain't play.
The breaking point came in the early 1970s. Hank Jr. walked away. He went to Alabama, grew a beard, picked up a guitar, and started writing the kind of country rock that Nashville considered the work of a traitor.
My blues ain't played just the same. Stop.
The Opry membership he had inherited because of his father's legacy was quietly revoked. The official reasons were vague. The real reason was simpler. And he wasn't playing by Nashville's rules anymore. He was playing his own.
It's a family tradition.
Then came August 8th, 1975. He fell off Ajax Peak in Montana while hiking, fell nearly 500 feet. The fall shattered his face, skull fractures. He nearly died.
I'm down in a honky-tonk. Some slicks trying to.
The recovery took 2 full years, multiple surgeries, learning to speak and sing again from scratch. He came back with a full beard, a cowboy hat pulled low, and a sound that owed nothing to anyone. A country boy can survive. All my rowdy friends are coming over tonight.
Love Jim Beam, and they both tried.
Family tradition. By 1987, he had won the CMA Entertainer of the Year award. By the time Monday Night Football put his face on every television in America, Hank Jr. had built a version of country music that was entirely his own invention. He never stopped being controversial.
And they both tried to kill me.
He never stopped being banned from things, one way or another. He never stopped not caring. The son of the man who had a piece of the original stage floor preserved in his honor, banned.
And when that doctor asked me, son,
Repeatedly from the institution that worshipped his father's memory. That's not irony. That's a whole documentary on its own.
how'd you get in this condition? I said, hey.